Afternoon, Laurie.
Hello.
So, you first asked this afternoon. You're a sommelier in a fine wine bar that serves over 50 premium fine wines by the 150ml glass and sticks to a proudly South African wine list. You have two guests at your wine bar who love Burgundian wine. Kathy loves white Burgundy, and her husband Lloyd loves red Burgundy. Your task is to sell and then serve the wine to your guests based on their preferences using a curation. You have the allocated wine together with any other equipment that you may require at the service station. Also suggest a dish to pair with the wine and motivate why. You have 7 minutes to complete the task. Your time starts now.
Good evening. Hello. I believe you've selected to drink some of our South African wines tonight.
Yep, please.
And as I understand, you enjoy a Burgundy, white Burgundy, so Chardonnay based, an oak style, further down south.
Oak is lovely, yeah.
Yeah, and for you, red Burgundy, so more Pinot Noir. We have a beautiful selection. One of our finest Chardonnays in South Africa is the Art of Chardonnay from Curation. Lovely, rich style, good oaking, but beautifully elegant. And for you, we have the Bouchard Finlayson 2017 Galvin Keith Pinot Noir. Would you be happy with these selections?
That does sound great.
I'm going to serve them using our curation. Are you familiar with the curation?
No, I've never seen one before. How does it work?
So it's a fantastic device in that we are able to get your glass of wine without taking the cork out.
Wow.
So what I do is I just purge the needle, make sure we don't have any oxygen getting into our wine. We're able to insert the needle using some argon gas. Should I then taste the wine for you first? Or should we...
I don't mind. You can taste or I'll taste. It's fine.
Lovely wine.
So once you put the needle in, how long can the wine stay in the bottle?
So usually we are talking 4 to 6 weeks. They do say up to 3 months. Generally, I would suggest that we could go closer to about 2 months.
Okay.
But it's beautiful, so it enables us to be able to use the argon gas. If we were to use, let's say perhaps carbon dioxide, we might carbonate the wine. If you were using nitrogen, we might be able to deoxygenate the wine, whereas this beautiful argon gas creates a lovely blanket on the wine.
Clever.
I do like to be able to take the capsule off the bottle just so we don't mistake in the future if I was to serve the bottle to a guest.
Oh, that's a good plan.
Would you like me to taste the wine for you?
I know how this tastes.
Would you like to taste?
Yeah.
So with your Chardonnay this evening, I would suggest it is quite a creamy style Chardonnay. So we'll serve it with a beautiful, we have a butternut ravioli that is served with a lovely creamy sauce, some crispy fried sage, and then just a lovely citrus beurre blanc. So we have the creaminess, a little bit of slight sweetness, but without a sugary sweetness from the butternut, and that beautiful citrus beurre blanc will bring out the citrus flavors in your wine.
Okay.
For your Pinot Noir tonight, we have a beautiful fresh kudu that we do carpaccio style, so very lightly seared, a little bit of pepper just to bring that out, and then we have some fresh pomegranates on top, a raspberry reduction, and then a little bit of truffle. So beautiful with that. We can put some. Usually have some pickled exotic mushrooms. So Pinot Noir gives you that lovely mushroom truffle notes, but keeping the meat quite simple, quite lean to go with your wine. Would you be interested in those?
Yeah, that sounds good. I had a question about the Pinot Noir, because someone said that he's a real big Pinot Noir fan, and someone said that he likes Pinot Noir. He'll also like Barolo. Are they the same thing? What's the difference? What do
Very
they like?
similar taste profile. So Barolo being the Nebbiolo grape, so you do have those kind of strawberries, cherries.
Okay.
Pinot Noir a little bit lighter on the tannins, whereas Barolo is typically known to have a very heavy style tannins.
Oh, okay.
So yes, you do have with an old Pinot a little bit more of that mushroomy notes, but with the Barolo a lot of that kind of leather earthiness. But if you are adverse to tannin, I would tend to stay away from the Barolo and more towards the Pinot Noir.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Is there anything else I
Fantastic.
can get you?
No, I think we're fine for now.
I think I'm quite happy with this.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
In front of you is a fantastic Italian dessert of tiramisu that has been prepared with the South African Noble Late Harvest wine of the Boschendal Vineyard 2015. Your task is to taste the food, taste the wine, analyze both of them, and tell us whether you think this is a good pairing or a bad one, and why. You have 4 minutes to complete this task.
Quick question, in terms of analysing, would you like a full tasting note or?
No, you don't need to give a full tasting note. You just need to explain the wine, explain the dessert, and tell us whether you like it or not, whether you think that it's a good pairing or not.
No problem.
Your time starts now.
Right, so in terms of the tiramisu, it's not as heavy as I would normally expect, in that the espresso side of things, the coffee side of things is very light, it's beautiful creamy style. So lots of that sponge, a little bit heavier on the sponge, a little bit heavier on the cream side of things, which I would think would go beautifully with the dessert wine, in that it's got enough sweetness to match the tiramisu, but it also has a beautiful fresh acidity. So it will cut through the dessert quite beautifully, in that once we are eating the dessert, because of that creaminess, because of that coating, the acidity just helps to really lift it up, helps to cleanse your palate. It is a lovely pairing, and I think it does add that freshness. If there was anything else we could pair, if you had a bit of a sweet tooth and you wanted to go for something a little bit heavier, perhaps we could go more kind of liqueur style, an espresso martini, or even a rich style cognac. But in terms of freshness, if you want something a little bit lighter, I think this does offer some beautiful acidity and fresh fruit to it.
Seeing as it's an Italian dessert, is there anything that you would pair with it from Italy, the wine from Italy, paired with the tiramisu?
So again, if we wanted to go more kind of liqueur style, we could go frangelico, and would be a beautiful style to serve with this. Otherwise, in terms of your Italian wines, generally I would say that we want to stick on the liqueur side of things. So I would say frangelico. Served very cold on ice.
Thank you. hosting a dinner party for a total of 16 guests, including herself, to celebrate her husband's birthday. Kathy has ordered a magnum of Moet and Chandon to celebrate this event, and you are required to serve it equally amongst all 16 guests. You have the allocated wine, together with any other equipment that you may require at the service station. You will need to set up the table, as well as the service station with the correct glassware and tools to serve the wine. You are allowed a maximum of 2 pours per glass, and are not allowed to return back to the glass to top up. You have 7 minutes to complete this task. Also, please introduce yourself and inquire if they would like something while they wait. You have 10 minutes to complete this task, not 7. I repeat, you have 10 minutes to complete this task, not 7.
Can I ask a question?
Please?
Is that bottle for show?
That is your bottle. So, if you are ready, time starts now.
Good evening.
Hi.
I believe we are celebrating this evening. Happy
yeah.
birthday.
Thank you.
I'm just going to get the glasses ready for you so that we can pour them for the 16 guests. Would you like anything while you wait?
Well, we were thinking maybe like a cocktail. We're actually going to Italy not long in the future. We're big fans of Italian cocktails, anything sort of Italian based that we can have.
Beautiful. Well, if you're wanting go for something just very crisp and light, not a cocktail style, but maybe if you want a glass of Prosecco, just to have that lovely fresh fruitiness, and then the sparkling wine will, and the champagne will be able to add a bit more richness. Otherwise, we can always start you off with a little classic Negroni.
Okay, what's in a Negroni?
So in a Negroni, we have some gin, some vermouth, a little bit of Campari, so that beautiful bitterness, then we'll give it a twist of lemon, just to get that lovely freshness for your aperitif.
That's quite nice. So should we do that? No, I think we're just going to go straight for the bubbles.
Straight for the bubbles,
Yeah.
I would say that's a fantastic choice. I'll do it as quickly as possible for you in that case. So, as a celebratory bottle, you have chosen one of my absolute favorites, Moet and Chandon, the Imperial. Beautiful style champagne, should have some lovely crisp acidity, but some lovely, easy autolytic character to go with it.
What do you mean by autolytic character?
That lovely, what keeps champagne and marks it away separate to all other sparkling wines is that long time on the lees. So we're looking at really lovely bread, yeasty brioche notes. That gives it just a little touch of savouriness to the beautiful crispness.
Okay.
For your collection.
Thank you.
I do like to, every now and then, if you stick a coin in the cork, just to remember the occasion.
Okay.
To start, we do have beautifully just flown in fresh oysters that we do like to add a little bit of yuzu pearls just for that freshness, a bit of citrus to come through with it. We also add a little bit of nori crisps just to give it that little savoury saltiness, which will go beautifully with your sparkling wine, classic pairing.
I love oysters, but my husband's very allergic to shellfish. Is there something else you could suggest?
Absolutely. We have some beautiful frogois. Are you happy with frogois? Yes, so the duck liver. That tends to have that lovely savouriness that we can add with the sparkling wine. It just cuts through it again, that lovely oily nature that cuts through it to go with the sparkling wine. Toasted brioche, and again just picking up that yeasty flavours.
We're actually going to be in France next year, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we're thinking that maybe we should actually go and visit Moet. Where is it? Where are they based?
They're based in Epinay,
Okay.
in Champagne. Beautiful.
Okay.
I would really rather like to go there myself. And I do believe the, I say storage facilities, awful word for it, but the tunnels underground and the clubs are spectacular.
Wow. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We should do our birthday.
We should do that, darling. Absolutely. If only someone would give us a flight.
I know some people.
Do you? That's awesome. So, what's the difference between this champagne and MCC?
So Champagne is specifically from the area of Champagne within France,
Okay.
whereas MCC is the South African equivalent. Traditional method, also second fermentation in the bottle, but a South African base. So method cup classique, the classic method from the
Okay.
Cape.
Okay.
Hopefully your guests aren't too thirsty.
No, they're not coming for another half an hour. It's fine. That's no problem. So this is a blend, is it? The champagne, blend of different grapes.
Yes, so Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier.
Okay.
And the Chardonnay gives it that lovely crisp freshness. Pinot Noir, a bit more body. Pinot Meunier can also give it a little bit of body and some quite floral notes to the wine. Will you continue drinking the Moet throughout the meal?
I think we might. It's a big celebration. Will it go with main courses?
It will do, yes, of course, as long as we keep it not too rich.
Okay.
So is that we do have a beautiful fresh langoustine, although I believe you don't do shellfish, so we could replace that with a lovely, do you eat seafood? So it's tuna.
Yeah, shellfish is the only problem, but I'm okay with that.
So we have some beautiful langoustines that we do in a butter citrus sauce, and we could also add in some seared tuna that we have with some lovely blood orange style that we do a little salsa with it. So we do use the blood orange, the grapefruit within the tuna, lightly seared, and then with the shellfish a little bit richer style. For dessert, we also are keeping it very light, so nothing too sweet. So we do a beautiful granadilla in season, grilled pineapple granadilla sorbet dessert on a fresh bed, a coconut cream that we aerate into a mousse, with some crisp coconut shards.
Lovely. That sounds fantastic. Thank you very much.
So who is the least thirsty of your guests?
Not me.
So we have a lecturer for the Sommeliers Academy on the stage, and we also have a lecturer from the KZN School of Wine. So now we know where to enroll next year. So ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up for the South African Sommeliers Organization and Moet and Shandon Young Sommelier of the Year competition. In second place, we have Taylor Kirshner, which means that the winner